Is closing its doors at
30 of its, what the company calls full-line clothing, home and food stores will close.
A supermarket in Brooklyn is set to close next month.
Over the years, a lot of well-known stores have shut down. Everywhere, there are cracks in our economy. Some important local businesses are closing down as a result of the harsh competition, razor-thin profit margins, crumbling retail landscape, and changing consumer behaviors. Many big-box retailers had significant sales increase during the epidemic, whereas specialty grocers that were already having trouble did not. Here's a list of 10 grocery stores that will shut by 2023. At number 1 is Green Zebra. Known for its kombucha slushies and other nutritious fare, the well-liked Portland, Oregon small chain Green Zebra Grocery announced a few weeks back that it will close all 3 of its existing locations on March 31st after 10 years in operation. The company had been holding on by a thread since the pandemic started, according to the retail founder and CEO Lisa Sedler, who stated this in a press release citing increases to our cost of goods, packaging, fuel, insurance, taxes, freight charges, and, well, pretty much everything. Though the establishment sold itself as a convenience store, for many it was a full-on grocery, with a produce section and juice bar, according to Eater. On the company's Facebook page, several commenters expressed how crushed they were by the news. According to one commenter, it was the only place downtown where I could find Ota tofu, Mary's chicken, Mary's turkey, and those amazing sambusas. Alas, that is the end of Green Zebra. At number 2 is Walmart. Retail behemoth Walmart just announced that 8 sites would be closing, including 2 in Oregon's largest city on March 24th. These facilities are spread throughout 5 states and Washington, D.C. Walmart claimed that several factors went into its decision, while the New York Post claimed that the closures in Portland came as a result of the CEO of Walmart making remarks about how growing thievery would lead to higher prices or shop closings. The mayor of Portland and the governor of Texas engaged in a social media debate on the rule of law, according to Coin TV, after hearing the news. The fact that Portland received so much attention at the expense of other areas affected by Walmart's closures. 3 locations in Illinois, as well as the lone stores in Northwest DC, Arkansas, Florida, New Mexico, and Wisconsin, were confirmed by Business Insider as being among the other communities where the Walmart stores are getting closed down. At number 3 is Sprouts Farmers Market. At the same time, a few stores are being eliminated by one of the grocery companies in America that is expanding the fastest. The Phoenix-based Sprouts Farmers Market stated earlier this month that it would be closing 11 locations that were underperforming financially. Company representatives stated that the chain transforms to smaller, more productive models. The closures will primarily affect larger format Sprouts outlets. The firm did not disclose details, only stating that locations in Texas, California, Georgia, Florida, and Washington were up for closure. According to local news sources, 2 affected locations, one each in West Hollywood, California, and Wellington, Florida, will shut down on April 30th. At number 4 is Amazon Go. The biggest online retailer in the world is still holding back on plans to open physical stores. 8 of Amazon's current tech-driven Amazon Go locations, including 2 in Seattle, 2 in New York, and 4 in San Francisco, will be shutting down, the company revealed this month. According to the San Francisco Business Times and GeekWire, all 4 of the city's downtown locations will be affected by the closures. Downtown Seattle locations were also mentioned. The Financial District and Flatiron District closures were noted by the New York Daily News, which also stated that the stores would close by the end of the month. At number 5 is Aldi. Even the grocery store chain in America with the fastest rate of growth is closing some stores. According to Trib Live, the discount supermarket Aldi, which established an astounding 49 new locations in 2022, will close its 15-year-old location in Pittsburgh, the suburb of Lower Burrell, on March 21st. However, local customers won't have to wait too long to refill all those inexpensive private label items and trinkets from the store's legendary Aisle of Shame. Just 2 days later, Aldi will build a brand new 21,000 square foot shop in neighboring New Kensington, following reported closures last month in Minneapolis and Fort Worth, Texas. Aldi has expanded into western Pennsylvania, but it is too early to comment on their new plans, as analysts say that chances are they will close more stores in the coming months. At number 6 is Kroger. The largest grocery store chain in the country is closing 2 locations this week, both of which are in the Dayton region of its home state, Ohio. According to the Dayton Daily News, a larger Kroger store, which opened its doors on March 10th, will take the place of its 2 closed sites. According to Winsight Grocery Business, the Cincinnati-based company is also looking to sell a few of its grocery stores ahead of the contentious proposed merger with rival Albertsons. With more stores set to close down in the coming months, it looks like it is the end of Kroger. At number 7 is Stop & Shop. The Highland Park, New Jersey location of the regional grocery company Stop & Shop will close on March 23rd. Best Life was informed by a company representative that the shop was underperforming relative to financial expectations. Since there isn't another grocery shop in town, local officials are apparently rushing to locate a new supermarket tenant for the space. This past January, Stop & Shop also closed a location in Brooklyn, New York. The grocery chain is under tremendous financial turmoil, and more bad news can be expected in the coming months. At number 8 is Mark & Spencer's. In total, M&S will eventually close 67 of the 110 outlets that are scheduled to close. The retailer has not yet made clear what will happen to impacted employees or provided a complete list of stores that have already shut or will soon do so. In light of the current economic situation, M&S anticipates saving the company £300 million as a result of the change. The corporation, which had already been severely impacted by the coronavirus pandemic, said in 2021 that it intended to close 30 outlets. It happened after the shop disclosed a significant decline in its apparel and home goods sales. This was in addition to the 59 apparel and food stores, 15 restaurants, and 8 outlets that the retailer had already closed. The company stated in 2021 that it wished to increase the number of Simply Food stores from 316 to 420, while reducing the number of clothes and home stores from 247 to 180, despite the fact that the company had already closed 68 stores in recent years. At number 9 is Joan. According to its website, Joan Fabrics and Crafts, which started as a single store in 1943, now has around 850 locations throughout 49 states. Joan's business has 8 sites in New Hampshire and 5 in Maine. According to rumors, Joan will close some of its locations in 2023. The company disclosed a few days back that net sales for the first fiscal quarter of 2024 fell by 4%. From the same period last year to $478.1 million. Joan reported a net loss of $54.2 million as opposed to $35.1 million in the previous year. Joan benefited from people staying at home during the pandemic, much like its rival Michaels. At number 10 is Target. One of the most recognizable brands in the world and a top retailer in the US. Target is closing the majority of its locations this year. Target closed 4 sites due to a decline in local foot traffic. Smaller format stores with 4 sites in Maryland, Virginia, Minnesota, and Pennsylvania are designed to influence customers in urban areas. According to the corporation, the decrease in foot traffic in those urban regions was the driving force behind the closure of those locations. Target spokesperson Kayla Casteda said, "The decision to close one of our stores isn't something we take lightly. What do you think about all of this? Will it affect you and your family? Well, do let us know your plans. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on the post notifications to stay updated. Until next time."